Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to my channel, Fresh Potato, and in today's video, I'm probably going to be doing quite a few videos like this, but more so, because this video is going to be like a 2-for-1 special, so talking on an actor that I would like to work with, but also, yeah, letting you guys know that it's not really a script, it's more so kind of, I would have to like count it up, like I guess if it was supposed to be a book, like how many pages and things. But yeah, I did do a like fan made Tom Clancy's The Division story. If you guys want to go read the story yourself, it's available. The whole like all the like the whole book, all the chapters, it's all available on the website Wattpad, Wattpad. Yeah, if you guys want to go check it out, read it for yourself. So pretty much it's like a prequel to the whole like Division, like where it originally starts off at in the first video game. It's a prequel, but it's focused on kind of like the start of everything's like the start of the Division agency and the start of rogue Division agents, and then also having it where instead of having it where you're focused on so many different enemies, I had it where it was just more so focused on the cleaners. It's well, I had it where there's a moment where I come up against a looter, and then I have like a moment in the story where I come across some prisoners, and then but then I do have it where it's like it's the final part of the story is, so it's more than just cleaners. Okay, let me correct myself. If I'm gonna tell you a story, I'm gonna tell it right. But anyways, but no, overall though, it's a prequel. So if I could kind of just give you guys like a plot, little rundown and stuff. So I do have it where the main characters is focused on, it's kind of not portrayed, but it's inspired by myself and a friend of mine's, and so pretty much I'm this. Like, so it starts off with me and my friend where we're kind of just trying to like find some scraps to survive and stuff. We end up coming across some Division agents where they want to recruit us after my character had killed somebody that was trying to rob us and stuff. So the Division agents, they show up, they recruit us. We go through training, then it gets to graduation day where we're getting ready to become like, okay. But anyways, we getting ready to become, I heard some dogs barking outside. Sorry for getting a little distracted, but still continuing on with my story. So anyways, so it gets to graduation day where get like right when we're getting ready, or right when my character is getting ready to graduate, he ends up going off somewhere, and but he like tells everybody like, oh yeah, I'm getting ready to go do some handle some business real quick, I'll be right back. So anyways, graduation ceremony starts, everybody's kind of just sitting around, and so I'm getting ready to graduate top of, like, well, my character is going to graduate top of the class and stuff. So anyways, but it gets to the point where it's all like, okay, like, where is he, what's going on? So this live stream starts, and then it's kind of like just some random enemies. Like, I didn't really give these enemies a name, but I think that's what I do plan on doing, is adding more to the story. So kind of like some, also adding it to Wattpad, but kind of just adding like some deleted scenes, I guess. Like, I don't know, like, there's still more to the story that I had to write, because besides the Division story, I am gonna have like some side stories that adds into the Division story, so in case if it does get picked up as a movie, there's more stuff to add to it and things. So but anyways, so this live stream starts, this villain of the story and stuff at this point of the story. So he's like talking, saying like he wants to take control of the base that we're at. We're all confused on what's going on. Then the camera, so I write in there where the camera cuts over, and then there's bloodied me that's like, you know, like obviously been beaten and stuff. So I think I wrote that in there. If I didn't, then I probably will go back and change up some things and add some stuff if I think of any things to add and change. But I did write in there where I looked up at the camera and I told my mom to like look away and stuff, because I knew something was getting ready to happen. So I added the emotional part to the story and stuff. So anyways, so yeah, I end up getting into a little fight with the guys. One of them pulls out a gun, they shoot me, I fall down this elevator shaft, everybody thinks that I'm dead. I believe it was I wrote in there a year, because I had to write the story numerous times. So giving you guys a little bit of a backstory on how I was writing this story. So I was originally writing it on the website Storyfire. For some odd reason, Storyfire shut down. So yeah, now I had to pretty much rewrite the whole story. So I think before I had it where it was like it was like a big giant gap. But I think I wrote in there, and I might change it to where it's a giant gap. But if not, I think I just wrote it in there where a year had passed by. Nobody doesn't know what had happened to me, and but they had built like this thing to honor my character and stuff, where it's like the first division agent and stuff. So anyways, then after some time passes by, so so I have it where it's like now it's kind of focused on my friend, where she's like pretty much like the leading division agent doing out all these different crazy missions and stuff. And so anyways, she goes to this stadium. I feel like I'm kind of like telling you guys like, so I okay, I'm just gonna get to this point because I would like for you guys to read the story yourself. But anyways, so I'm just gonna tell you there's one final part of the story and then that's it. So anyways, so they're getting ready. So my friend, the with it, it's like she's the other division agent. She's getting ready to go out to this stadium because there was like they got word that there's a bunch of prisoners hiding out there. So right when they're getting ready to show up to the stadium, they just start hearing gunfire and all this different stuff going on. So they go and they hide because they don't know what's happening. And I was gonna write it in there too, where it's kind of like how it is in the video game, where it's like four division agents just going out doing missions and stuff. So they all hide behind some cars. They peek their head out to see what's going on. All of a sudden, they just see this man in a hockey mask come walking up out of the stadium, covered in blood and stuff, holding a light machine gun. So they don't know who he is. They don't know what he's about. But they end up going off into the stadium. There's all the prisoners are dead, and then that's when they end up coming across another character where she's going to have a big part, where it leads into, because see, that's what I want to do with the like just Tom Clancy video games, is have it where it's like one big giant like not genre but series. So have it where it starts off with the division, then after I was so I finished up the division series, and then I had it where it led into Ghost Recon, where it's like we I think I'm gonna make it to where it's like kind of like an original story, and then but do kind of have like some like Easter eggs and stuff to like reference the video games, because I did do that with the division. So and then I was gonna have it where Rainbow Six, it's pretty much like all the like iconic Tom Clancy characters. So that's why I was like one actor that I would love to have featured in the movie is Michael B. Jordan, after his because yeah, I did watch that movie Without Remorse, and I would like to have it where he has more of a character. Other Tom Clancy movies and shows where they got their character can be on display, so kind of like an Avengers type thing almost. But speaking of Avengers, that's who I wanted to have where, because I was going to have it where my character's dad gets introduced into the series. And that's who I think that would be good, because I have been watching a lot of his like movie clips lately. And it's funny because I'm like, I don't know why I've like been watching his clips, but no, that's who I would like to play as my character's dad is Samuel L. Jackson. I'll sit down, and I know people gonna probably be all like, bro, you aiming kind of high having Michael B. Jordan, Samuel L. Jackson, like a bunch of different. And then also that's who I wanted to play as my character's best friend in the story, in the division story, and then have it where she's featured in the other stories and stuff. Is so if you guys are familiar with this, she's a content creator, but she does like this. I think she did go viral last year after she did this video where she was dressed up as Wednesday Addams and she was like dancing, but she was doing like this parkour stuff. I believe her name is Lorena Parkour. Hold on for a second. Let me just make sure I'm getting that correctly. But no, I was like, I want her to play as my Lorena Parkour. Excuse me, that's her Instagram name. But I would like for her to play as my character's best friend, because she's also gonna have like her own thing going on and stuff. So I was thinking about having it where it's just multiple stories where it's like, there's a story focused on my character, a story focused on her character, and then eventually have it where it's like Ghost Recon, it introduces some newer characters. But Rainbow Six is kind of like a task force where it's like all the iconic characters from the Tom Clancy series were where we all come together, and then yeah, we're taking out like some super threat and things. So yeah, I was like, I was just sitting down writing, because for those that don't know, I've been yeah, I wouldn't call myself a professional writer, but yeah, I've been writing ever since I was a kid. That was a homework assignment thing that we had back in when I was a kid in elementary, was we had to like write short stories and stuff. So yeah, if you guys do want to see, because I this isn't the only story that I'm working on. I am working on a original zombie story. I'm working on a street racing story. Well, there's some other ones. Also a haunted house story. I haven't gotten to writing that yet. If yeah, Storyfire hadn't shut down, I'm like, I could have you guys could have had more to read and things. But anyways, yeah, I like it's so weird how they just shut down their website, and I'm like, bro, there was people that had work on there. They claim that they're bringing it back, but I'm like, I'm just gonna rewrite all my stories again. I'm like, plus I can add more to it, and I do have like a good memory of what I need to write down and things. But anyways, but yeah, overall though, and that's something where I know people are gonna probably be all like, like, yeah, you're writing the story, but you also want to star as your character. Yes, I would love to star as my character. That's why I'm like, nah, my thing is this: if let's say if there was like a movie production, there was like, hey, we like your division story, we want to turn it into a movie, but you gotta go through like extensive training, you gotta work out, you gotta eat, change your diet, you gotta do all these different things, because we want your character to be kind of bulky and stuff. Let me know, I will do whatever it takes. This is something that I'm like, no, it's like, because I feel like that my character has a unique person that, well, I mean, like, he's just serious, but I feel like that, it would be like good. Well, I mean, I don't know, like, at the end of the day, if I do get hired for the part, I do. If I don't, it's one of those things where I'm like, at least I will be able to see the story, come to light and things. But I would like to play as myself, and and do like some crazy stunts and stuff. So but yeah, because I'm like, yeah, that's like one of the things where I'm like, like, just doing that, like, it's kind of like a bucket list thing where I'm like, I would like to star in the movie and do my own stunts and stuff. So but anyways, yeah, I would but yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, man, I think it would be real dope if Samuel L. Jackson would be in the movie and stuff. So hopefully, like, it gets to a point where somebody's sharing this video, then it just cuts to me at like like at the premiere of the Division movie and stuff, and then yeah, that's like, he because I don't know whether to introduce his character, Samuel L. Jackson's character, into the Division, because it's like he's referenced in the Division, but then I was gonna have it where it's like he's more so focused on in Ghost Recon and stuff. So it's so yeah, it's kind of like just each story, or yeah, like, so the Division, it's just kind of like, yeah, focused on the Division agents, me and my friend, and then Ghost Recon is focused on my character, then some newer characters, and then Rainbow Six, that's gonna be focused on like a bunch of different characters and stuff from the Tom Clancy's. So I do have a couple of Tom Clancy books that I need to read. Most likely gonna go out and get some more Tom Clancy books, so I can, like, because there might be some things I need to change, there might be some things I want to add, so on and so on. So, but anyways, with that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and peace.